Hi, gang. So here's the next part of There's a Boy in the Girls' Bathroom. Part 9, actually, I think. Chapter 19. Everything returned to normal. Bradley scribbled and cut up bits of paper and taped things together. He hated everyone and everyone hated him, and that was the way he liked it. He shuddered whenever he remembered that he'd had almost done his homework. Oh, I couldn't imagine anything more horrible than that. And he was glad that Jeff wasn't his friend anymore. He realised that he was better off without friends. In fact, he was never friends with Jeff. I was just pretending to be his friend. He decided he'd never pretend to be anybody's friend ever again. Jeff was normal now too. Or at least that's what he told Carla. He walked into her office and announced, "I don't need any help anymore. I have 8 friends now. We play basketball every recess and lunch, and I'm the best player." "Good for you, Jeff," said Carla. "I'm very proud of you." "How many friends have you made?" he asked. "I don't keep score." "I've made 8, said Jeff. "I've always considered quality to be more important than quantity when it comes to friendship," said Carla. 8, Jeff repeated. "And I'm not friends with Bradley anymore either." "I'm sorry to hear that." "Why? I'm not. I hate him. In fact," and he looked around the room, "I gave him a black eye." He quickly glanced at Carla to see if she knew that he was lying, and then looked away. "What happened?" Carla asked. "Oh, he wouldn't stop bothering me. I kept telling him to get lost, but he kept hanging around. I never liked him. No one does. And then he said, 'Give me $1 or I'll spit on you.' Well, no one threatens me and gets away with it. I don't take that from nobody. He tried to hit me, but I ducked. Then I punched his face in. But I didn't want to do it. I had no choice." That was the short version. Jeff had told that same story to his 8 new friends, but he usually made it much longer. "So, anyway, I don't think I need to see a counsellor anymore," he said, "since I've got 8 friends." "Okay, Jeff, if that's how you feel," said Carla. "They might think I'm weird or something," he explained. "Well, we can't have them thinking that, can we?" "Does that mean I can go?" Carla nodded. "But any time you want to talk again, please feel free to come and see me." She smiled. "Even if you just feel like getting out of class for a while." And he left, glad to be out of there. On his way back to class, he walked past the girls' bathroom. He stopped, shook his head, and chuckled to himself. It seemed like such a long time ago when he accidentally went in there. "I used to be such a jerk," he thought, and he smiled a strange smile. He stretched his mouth so wide it was hard to tell if it was a smile or a frown. Chapter 20. Colleen walked into Carla's office. "I just came to tell you that I can't talk to you," she said. "Your parents didn't sign the form?" "No, and they won't either. You know what they said? They said it's a waste of money for the school to hire you. They said you should get married and have your own children before you start telling other parents how to raise theirs." Carla shrugged. "They said if I have any problems I should talk to them, but when I tried to talk to them, they don't listen." She sighed. "Anyway, it doesn't matter. Jeff has lots of other friends now besides Bradley." 8, said Carla with a smile. "So now I can invite Jeff to my birthday party without having to invite Bradley. I can invite one of Jeff's other friends. And he's nice. I couldn't invite Bradley even if I wanted to because Melinda is my best friend, except for Laurie, and she gave Bradley a black eye." Colleen quickly covered her mouth with her hand, then she slowly took it away. "That was supposed to be a secret," she said. "Melinda doesn't want anyone to know." "I never repeat anything anyone ever tells me," Carla assured her. "Good," said Colleen. "Melinda would kill me." "Have you asked Jeff to your party yet?" "No, not yet, but I will. I know he likes me because he always says hello to me when I say hello to him. But then I always get so scared." I never know what to say next. I wish you could help me. Why do my parents say such bad things about you? They don't even know you. Your parents are just trying to do what's best for you, said Carla. A lot of people don't think counsellors belong in school. She shrugged. I guess they're afraid that I might fill your head with all kinds of crazy ideas. Hello, Bradley, said Carla. It's a pleasure to see you today. Oh, sorry, chapter 21. I appreciate your coming to see me, and she held out her hand. I'll punch myself in the eye, he said as he walked past her. He didn't want her thinking that someone else had given it to him. I'm the only one who can beat me up. Did it hurt? She asked. No, he said, sitting at the round table. Nobody can hurt me, not even me. She sat across from him. She was wearing a light blue shirt with yellow mice running all over it. The shirt was the same colour as her eyes. The mice were the same colour as her hair. I wanted to hit somebody, he explained as he stared at her shirt. But if I hit another kid, I would have gotten in trouble. So I hit myself. Why do you want to hit someone? Because I hate him. Who? Oh, everybody. Is that why you hit yourself? Do you hate yourself? He didn't answer. He thought it was another one of her trick questions. Do you like yourself? She asked. He didn't trust that question either. Maybe the reason you say you don't like anybody else is because you really don't like yourself. I like myself, he said. You're the one I don't like. He glared at her. I like you, she said. I think you have lots of good qualities. But I want you to tell me the things that you like about yourself. I can't talk anymore, he said. Why not? I'm sick. The doctor says I can't talk. The more I talk, the sicker I get. That sounds serious. It is. I've probably said too much already, and it's your fault. I'll probably throw up. Carla nodded. Don't say another word. We'll just sit together in silence. Sometimes people can learn a lot about each other just by sitting together in silence. She locked her mouth shut and then opened her mouth to swallow the key. You're weird, said Bradley. A lot of people tell me that, she admitted, and then put her finger to her lips. They sat together in silence. Bradley shifted in his chair. His eyes darted restlessly around the room. He put his hands behind his head and he leaned back. Oh, and then he brought his hands out in front of them and he folded them and then he unfolded them. He didn't like sitting together in silence. He thought she was probably learning too much about him. I can probably talk a little bit, he said. No, I don't want you to get sick, said Carla. I like you too much. The doctor says I'm supposed to talk a little, just not a lot. All right. Shall we talk about school? No! The doctor says if I talk about school, I'll die! Oh, Carla frowned. That's a problem. She said, see, as part of my job, I'm supposed to help you do better in school. But how can I help you if we can't even talk about it? Bradley put his fingers on his chin. I know, he said. Just tell everybody that you tried to help me, but I wouldn't let you. Tell them I was too mean and too nasty. That's it. Tell them I said I'd spit on you. Oh no, I couldn't say that about you, said Carla. You're too nice. Don't believe you, he reassured her. It doesn't matter whether they believe me or not, said Carla. I would know it was a lie. So when you tell a lie, the only person you're lying to really is yourself. Bradley didn't see anything wrong with that. If you're the one lying to yourself and you know it's a lie, then it doesn't really matter. I just wish I knew why a smart kid like you keeps failing. It's because Mrs. Ebel doesn't like me, said Bradley. Shh, said Carla. Don't talk about it. Oh, well, I can probably talk about school a little bit without dying, he said. Okay, Carla said hesitatingly. But as soon as you feel even a little bit like dying, let me know and we'll stop. They talked about school for 15 minutes before Bradley felt like dying. Carla pointed out the same questions were on the test were also on his homework assignments. She suggested that if he did his homework, the tests might be easier for him. The tests are easy, he told her. I could get 100 if I wanted. I'm the oldest kid in the class. I answer all the questions wrong on purpose. Do you know what I think? Asked Carla. I think you would like to get good grades. I think that the only reason you say you want to fail is because you're afraid to try. Even if you're afraid to try, you'll still fail. I'm not afraid of anything, said Bradley. I think you're afraid of yourself, said Carla, but you shouldn't be. I have lots of confidence in you, Bradley. I know you do so well. If only you would try. I can help you. We can help each other. We can try together. It was then that he told her that he couldn't talk about school anymore or he would die. She thanked him for talking about it as much as he had. You are very brave, she said. She suggested that for their next meeting he make a list of topics to discuss so they wouldn't have to risk talking about school again. Is that homework? He asked. No, she assured him. You don't even have to put your name at the top. Good, said Bradley. Whew. He was glad it wasn't homework. It was time to return to class. Thank you so much for sharing with me today, Carla said to him. I enjoyed your visit very much. She held out her hand. He stuck his hands in his pockets and walked out of her office. Chapter 22. And this will be our last chapter for today. All week, Bradley worked on his list of topics to discuss with Carla. It's not homework, he kept telling himself. In fact, it's the opposite of homework. Because if I don't think of some good topics, then we won't have to talk about homework. He didn't scribble during class. He listened closely to what Mrs. Ebel and the other kids said in order to get ideas for his list. He took it with him wherever he went. At recess, he kept his eyes and ears open, constantly on the lookout for a new topic. The other kids were meaner to him than they'd ever been before. They were no longer afraid of him. They called him names, and when he didn't do anything about it, they called him even more names. A fourth grade boy who wanted to show off to his friends ran up to him and said, "You're not even human! You're a monster! You're a monster from outer space!" The boy ran away, but Bradley didn't chase him. He added 3 new topics to his list: humans, monsters, and outer space. Monday was Halloween. Most of the kids brought costumes which they were allowed to put on at lunch. Brian, one of Jeff's friends, didn't bring a costume, so he borrowed a black marker from Mrs. Ebel and coloured a circle around one of his eyes. When he came back from lunch, he told everyone he was Bradley Chalkers. While everyone else laughed at Bradley, Bradley busily worked on his list. It covered both sides of 3 sheets of paper. This is what was on the list. Trees that lose their leaves. Gold stars. Chalk. Tape. Are chickens really afraid? Why people laugh. What does it feel like to be shot in the leg? Pencils. Pencil sharpeners. Accidents. Coffee. Military school. Canes. Basketball. Friends. Enemies. Hopscotch. Dodgeball. Foursquare. 1 potato. 2 potato, 3 potato, 4, 5 potato, 6 potato, 7 potato, more, less, nothing at all. What's it like to be in jail? Good boys, bad boys, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Have you ever been to the White House? Who shot my father? Why did he get away? Peanut butter and jelly, gold stars, black eyes, fighting, girls with big mouths. What's it like inside a girl's bathroom? Saying hello. Reflexes. Hate. When will I be able to grow a beard? Things that smell bad. things you like about yourself, things you don't like about yourself, things that nobody likes about yourself, things that you don't like about anybody else. Gold stars. Does my head look like a chili bowl? Closets, hiding places, dreaming, bad dreams. I wish I could fly. Kids with glasses, glasses you drink from. Why people like some people and hate other people. Breaking things. I wish I was invisible. Crybabies. What happens to you when you grow old? Humans, monsters, outer space. Why is Halloween a holiday? Pirates, princesses, ghosts. What happens when you die? What if you were never born? Can someone else be you? Can you be someone else? If I was someone else, I wouldn't make fun of me. Magic. Markers. He didn't go trick-or-treating that evening. Though Ronnie and Bartholomew did, the other animals gave them lots of candy. I'm making a list of topics to talk about with my counsellor, he told them. Do you have any ideas? How about rabbits? Suggested Ronnie. That's a good one, said Bradley, and he added rabbits to his list. Bears, said Bartholomew. That's good too. Claudia barged into his room. Bradley quickly shoved his list under the pillow on his bed. How about what Dad's going to do to you when he finds out you're failing? She asked. That's a good topic. What are you talking about? Asked Bradley. The list. What list? Oh, I don't know, said Claudia. She slowly wandered toward the bed, then lunged for the pillow. This list. Bradley dived for it too, but Claudia beat him to it. She held the list above her head and read it, and as she looked at each new page, she cracked up laughing. What's so funny? He demanded. Your list. What's wrong with it? This isn't the kind of stuff you talk about with a counsellor. How do you know? Chalk? Asked Claudia. What can you say about chalk? A lot, he insisted. Claudia laughed. 1 potato, 2 potato. Your counsellor's going to be mad when she sees this. Give it to me. Yes, she answered, as if he'd asked a question. Yes, what? Yes, your head looks like a chili bowl. Shut up. Who shot my father? Read Claudia. How's she going to know that? Bradley shrugged. Claudia gave him back the list. You wrote gold stars 3 times, she said, shaking her head. Bradley grabbed it from her hand and looked at what he'd written. It's the stupidest list I've ever seen, said Claudia. Your counsellor's not going to want to talk about anything on that list. You don't know her, he replied. She'll talk about anything I want to talk about. She listens to me. She likes me. No, she doesn't, scoffed Claudia. That's just her job. And she walked out of his room laughing. Bradley watched her go. He added 2 new topics to his list. Sisters and jobs. Tears filled his eyes as he tried to think of another topic. He crossed off 2 of the gold stars, then crumpled the list into a ball and threw it in the bin. And that's the end of today. I'm sorry this one was on a little bit later. I got caught up at school. Someone was asking when I do the live one. So I am going to do a live Boy in the Girls Bathroom, definitely on Friday at 2 o'clock. As for the rest of the week, we'll wait and see, because sometimes I get caught up in the afternoons and I don't get to do one live. So we'll definitely do a live one on Friday at 2 o'clock. But the others, I'll just try and get them out as and when I can. I hope you're enjoying it. We're on chapter 23, page 86 if you're interested. And the book is 195 pages long. So we're nearly halfway. We're doing well. We can do it. Look after yourselves, guys, and I'll see you soon.